Have you heard about the recent fuel price hike in Zambia, wondering why it happened? Well, let's dive in. The Energy Regulation Board, or the ERB of Zambia, recently announced an adjustment in the pump prices of key petroleum products. You see, this adjustment didn't come out of nowhere. It's primarily due to currency fluctuations, specifically the depreciation of the Zambian kwacha in January of 2024. This depreciation has had quite the ripple effect, impacting both domestic wholesale and pump prices. However, on a brighter note, kerosene prices remain steady thanks to sufficient national stocks. The ERB assures us that they're keeping an eye on the market conditions, ensuring fair pricing and availability of petroleum products in the country. Now that we know what has happened, let's delve into why it happened. The roots of the fuel price hike in Zambia are buried deep in a mixture of global and local factors. So what exactly are these factors? Let's delve into the details. At the global level, the fuel energy price index has been on a roller coaster ride, escalating sixfold between the summer of 2020 and the summer of 2022. This surge is primarily attributed to persistent energy supply shortages caused by the Russia-Ukraine conflict. These geopolitical tensions have sent ripples through the global fuel market, and Zambia, like many other countries, has felt the impact. Let's zoom in on Zambia's unique circumstances. Unlike countries with direct access to the sea, Zambia relies heavily on other nations for fuel transportation. This lack of a direct seaport intensifies the impact of rising global fuel prices. It's a bit like being the last one to be served at a banquet. You're at the mercy of those who came before you. Then, we have some local challenges. The Zambian government, in an effort to streamline its fiscal policies, decided to remove fuel subsidies. While this might have seemed like a sound strategy on paper, it has added a significant burden to the Zambian people, making fuel even more expensive. To add fuel to the fire, the Zambian kwacha, the national currency, has been depreciating. This depreciation, which took a dip in January 2024, has impacted domestic wholesale and pump prices, further driving the fuel price hike. What we have here is a perfect storm of factors: global energy crises, dependence on other nations for fuel transportation, removal of fuel subsidies, and a depreciating national currency. All these have converged, leading to the current fuel price hike in Zambia. The situation seems dire, but is this a problem unique to Zambia? We'll explore this question in the next scene. Stay tuned. Zambia is not alone in facing these challenges. The reality is that nations across the globe are grappling with similar predicaments. The surge in the global fuel energy price index is not just a Zambian issue, but a global one. This surge, which has seen a six-fold increase between summer 2020 and summer 2022, has created economic ripples across the world, not just in Zambia. Global conflicts like the Russia-Ukraine conflict have caused persistent energy supply shortages, magnifying the impact of the surge in fuel prices. Countries dependent on these regions for their energy supply have had to bear the brunt of these conflicts. The lack of direct seaports for landlocked nations, such as Zambia, further intensifies the impact, as they rely on the goodwill of their neighbors for fuel transportation. Economic factors are also playing a critical role in this worldwide fuel price hike. The depreciation of local currencies against the dollar, similar to the Zambian kwacha, has led to increased domestic wholesale and pump prices. Inflation rates, escalating in the face of these economic challenges, add to the burden carried by the populace. The removal of fuel subsidies by governments in their attempts to balance the books has also contributed to the fuel price hike. This action, while financially prudent in the long run, has added an immediate and heavy load to the citizens' shoulders. It's important to understand that these challenges are not isolated to a single nation or region. They are a part of a complex global economic and political landscape. The world is interconnected in ways that make us all susceptible to similar challenges. Understanding this is key to finding solutions that can help mitigate these issues, both at the local and global level. While the problem is indeed widespread, let's look at what can be done to alleviate the situation. Engineers and policymakers have a significant role to play in addressing this issue. The situation at hand is complex, and it requires a multifaceted approach, with everyone playing their part, especially engineers and policymakers. Let's explore some potential solutions that could help stabilize fuel prices and alleviate the economic burden on the Zambian populace. Firstly, reintroducing fuel subsidies could be a viable short-term solution. These subsidies could act as a buffer, protecting consumers from the immediate impact of price fluctuations. However, this approach needs to be balanced with the fact that subsidies can place a significant burden on the national budget. Secondly, targeted fiscal and monetary policies could be implemented. These policies could aim to bolster the kwacha and curb inflation, thereby reducing the cost of importing fuel. This is a more long-term strategy, and its success would depend on the careful management of Zambia's economy. Thirdly, expediting the construction of the Tazara pipeline could be a game-changer. This pipeline would allow Zambia to import fuel directly, bypassing the need for costly and time-consuming overland transport. Engineers have a crucial role to play here, applying their technical skills and innovation to design, construct, and maintain this vital infrastructure. These measures, if implemented effectively, could help stabilize fuel prices and provide some relief for the Zambian people. However, they are not a magic bullet. The global energy landscape is complex and ever-changing, and the solutions we implement must be adaptable and resilient. Furthermore, we must remember that this crisis also provides an opportunity. It's an opportunity to rethink our energy strategies, to invest in renewable energy sources, and to build a more sustainable and resilient economy. Engineers, with their problem-solving skills and technical expertise, will be at the forefront of this transformation. While the fuel price hike presents a significant challenge, it also brings opportunities for innovation and change. As we continue to monitor the situation, remember that every crisis brings with it the seeds of opportunity.